day of filming.
So I'm going to ask you guys some controversial questions.
Oh.
No. No.
Controversial questions. Oh my.
So all of us are here at this school, right? Because of various disabilities that people have. What do you think society thinks about people with disabilities?
Honestly,
They never said, oh, let him host a podcast.
if you think school is scary, there's nothing scarier than the real world. I'm 19. I gotta start doing things on my own.
I'll just worry about myself and move on with my life.
Where I want to live, I want to have my own apartment.
I'm gonna be a doctor to make everyone feel better.
I want to be a singer.
These guys are very valuable to us. We definitely need them.
I don't think society is nice to people with disabilities.
Everybody knows there's a crisis.
We get treated like garbage.
You're dealing with fire, and you're dealing with heat, and you don't want to get burned.
Never told anybody this. All you want to know future. You ever heard the phrase, two sides to every story?
We all have said, I hope I outlive my child.
We don't graduate, we just move on. I'm saying that because it's true. I'm 19 and I gotta start doing things on my own. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Every day, thousands of students with disabilities enter New York City public schools.
Once inside, they spend their days learning academics, participating in vocational training, brushing up on life skills, social skills, and communication, and just immersing themselves in a large and loving school family.
But what happens when school is over?
For good. When all the chances to learn and grow with our peers are gone, where do we go? What do we do? To help us find some answers, we went back to the site of where it all began for the squad, the Willowbrook campus, home of our beloved lifestyle site. For anyone new to the game, where we live, Staten Island, there are two types of high school students, District 31 and District 75. District 31 students are just regular high school students who take tests and learn a new language and earn a diploma just like you've seen in the movie. We are District 75 students. Alternate assessment, as they say. Our experience is very different because we don't take the same assessments, we don't get the same recognition or respect. Oh, and who are we? We're the Squad. Our podcast, the Squadcast, has been advocating for disability rights since 2022. We've done some things, won some awards, but there's always work to be done. And now we're back at it, on the case to uncover the truth about what happens to high school graduates with disabilities.
My name is Nyra. I'm the Director of Intake at Lifestyles for the Disabled on Staten Island. In my opinion, the options for the students in District 75 for adult services are very limited, especially if there's a higher level of need. Those students are definitely having a harder time finding the appropriate placements in adult programs. Well, for the most part, the students that I work with, I feel are not ready to live on their own and most probably not work on their own. Well, we do have students who come out of school not going into a day program or employment services. They are not active in their community. They're choosing to stay home with their families. What we see is when those families get older or have some medical issues or are no longer able to care for their child at that point, that's when it becomes an emergency or a crisis situation. I am the parent of 19-year-old twins. My daughter is typically developing and in college, and my son is severely autistic. He's nonverbal. He goes to a 6-to-1 setting because he requires that level of support. I hope to find a program that will have the supports that he needs in place, the staffing that can provide the oversight for him.
What happens when someone graduates high school? Well, after a big party, it's usually off to college, or onto some jobs, or even the military. But not for us. For the students with disabilities, our path to success isn't as simple. Not even close. If you think school is scary, there's nothing scarier than the real world.
After you graduate, what are your options? What are you going to do?
District 75 students after graduation do not get opportunities that these students graduating from District 31 get.
That's a good question. I've been getting that question asked a lot, and I got a lot of good answers. I wouldn't call it officially graduating. We don't graduate, we just move on.
What they call it, a skills and achievement credential. He'll be graduating with a skills and achievement credential.
After we graduated, some of us would just get the diplomas.
I was not aware that he wouldn't earn a high school diploma.
I only became aware her last year of school that there were different kinds of high school diploma that special needs students could go for.
I never really realized that he would not be getting a traditional diploma.
The transition coordinator probably approached us, just giving us a heads up as to how he would graduate, obviously without a diploma. We didn't have unrealistic expectations either, so we knew what the story was.
I believe he was in second grade when the teacher spoke to me about alternate assessment. She said that the program was geared toward going at his pace. So at the time, that sounded like what was best for him. I didn't find out until I think he was in junior high school that he would not earn a high school diploma. And to be honest, I wasn't very happy about that.
When people with disabilities finish their high school programs, they have few options. Without a high school diploma, college is not one of them. For people with more severe disabilities, the outlook is even more bleak. A lot of people have been telling us that we should stay here until we're 22.
I have so much anxiety for him to graduate. They think when they graduate, all of a sudden, they're going to be completely independent. They have permanent disabilities. In order to function, they're going to need this lifelong.
And that's why it's so painful when they graduate, because you go from having all the therapists, all the teachers, all the paras, all the assistants, and you're pretty much pushed off the cliff.
The majority of the students have been receiving the related services throughout their entire school. And now that they're adult, those services are not provided as easily. So it's very, very difficult for a lot of people to transition.
When the students graduate high school, after they graduate, they might go to programs or find jobs.
Most of the students that I work with that come out of District 75 end up either in a rehabilitation program or some sort of supportive employment program. Most of them do live at home as they're transitioning from high school.
I can't accept this as an answer.
I just can't, that he's going to graduate and he has to stay home.
Because I knew the kind of work that he was putting in, and the idea that he wasn't going to get any recognition for all that hard work at the end of it, it didn't sit well with me at first. It still doesn't sit well with me.
These kids need routine. They need structure. They need socialization. They need a purpose when they graduate. They shouldn't be told, you graduate, you could stay home with a worker. They need some sort of structure. And right now, what's available, it's not the best.
The work that Antoine is putting in now is going to carry him through the rest of his life. While I do wish that the schools, the state, the Department of Education or whatever would recognize the work they did by allowing them to earn an actual high school diploma, I do not think that him having just the skills credential is going to hinder his development, because we're not going to have that.
With things in the real world being so difficult, we wanted to make school feel as welcoming as possible. We heard that a new classroom would be opening at our site, so we wanted to welcome our new classmates with a little gift. A new classroom. So the reason why we're getting a third classroom ready is because we're preparing some new students that are coming from the main site, New Dorp. It's a little bit of a work in progress. Some people was painting the walls and everything. But we'd be better off doing it ourselves. Alright, so we are in this room right now. This is gonna be our official new classroom. So this room used to be a gym that we never used. So we're gonna have Brandon, we're gonna have Brian. They're gonna be helping us move a bunch of these equipment out of the room. Brandon and Brian, aka the Doom Twins, are the squad's muscle men, our hardest workers, and our enforcers. But don't let their muscles fool you. These two are as kind and gentle as anyone, and they're definitely the squad's class clowns. Mary Lombardi is a well-known artist in Staten Island, and with the way her daughter Emma is progressing in her acting career, might also be the mother of an up-and-coming star.
My name is Mary Lombardi Batista. I am the mother of a almost 23-year-old. Her name is Emma. She has Down syndrome. It was a surprise when they told us. I cried for about a half an hour. Then I was over it. Obviously I was going to love her no matter what. I think I felt badly for Emma. Is she going to be able to read? Is she going to be able to write? Is she even going to be able to talk? After Emma was born, it was pretty intense. We were always busy, with all the therapists, but it was all worth it because she's amazing, She's far beyond what I ever dreamed of. I am a self-taught artist. I went to Arts School of Design for graphic design, taught myself how to paint, sculpt, and I actually took a 10-year hiatus from doing anything creative. And I started getting back into it because things were starting to lighten up a little. Put myself on the back burner for a long time, and I don't know, I just felt like it was time for me to pay some attention to myself. My brother once said to me when Emma was younger, and it sticks in my head all the time, he said, you're very lucky because you get to go through stages a lot longer than the average parent. And I thought that was pretty cool. There's nothing I love more in this world than my daughter, so I am forever at her service. You do things because you love your child, right? Ever onward and upward.
My name is Emma Batista, and I like to sing and act. I play Stacy Jacks in Rock of Ages.
What are you holding right there in your lap?
Oh yeah, a painting of I did called Rosa Parks. I think it's beautiful. I think I would say to people that I'm a very funny person.
Yes, you are. She's a great listener.
Yes.
And she's very empathetic, and she's very compassionate. She's a good friend to our friends, right?
Yes, I am. I am a good friend.
She's a pretty unique human. She's always had a good heart, and I think she always will. Turn off.
Turn up.
Turn it up.
Please, turn it up.
Turn it up.
Alright, so we are walking into the new classroom. We're about to start cleaning some windows.
Yeah, let's go.
This is Ms. Ross. Ms. Ross is one of the many dedicated staff at our school who helps us build up our work skills and our life skills. For many high school graduates with disabilities, there is one burning question. Where are we going to work?
What kind of jobs? It's just ice cream, man. They gotta give me $1.
Everyone wants a job.
I want to be a singer.
When I'm grown up, I'm gonna be a doctor. I think take care of those sick people to make everyone feel better.
For the graduates that end up finding employment, the majority that I see are in food service, fast food. They also do a lot in supermarkets, collecting the carts or maintenance, stocking shelves.
There's nothing wrong with, cleaning and setting tables and stuff like that, but I look at Antoine and I know he's capable of so much more. Antoine could run circles around a lot of them people who work in a lot of them jobs. I mean, and those positions pay well. He'd be able to really support himself. And I know that's what he wants, and so that's what I want for him.
My dream for Emma is that her dreams come true and she does become an actress, and who knows?
I think all of us humans would want to feel useful. Happiness is not about just getting stuff for yourself. Happiness is about being useful to others. So always look for opportunities to contribute.
Is society ready to not only tolerate, but embrace the many thousands of young adults with disabilities who enter the workforce every year?
Maybe thinking about getting a job that suits me good. As long as I got no temper problems or anything else like that, I'm good to go. I'm prepared to do whatever.
I don't know what job to get, and it's hard to find one.
I'm not sure where I want to work.
Actually, I've done this before. At my dad's house when I painted my room.
And I just want to find one and just meet new people, be friends with them, move on with my life.
Is there any room for us in the workforce? Does society even want us there at all? Sometimes for people with disabilities, it's all about finding someone who will give you a chance. As head chef at the Harvest Cafe, Joe Pascarella is an inspiration to all young adults with disabilities who are looking for a good career.
My name is Joe Pascarella. I work for AVSP's Harvest Cafe, and I also work for their community center program. So I am the head chef at the Harvest Cafe. The Harvest Cafe is a restaurant owned by AVSP. What's great about our job versus any other restaurant is we get to work with and teach people with disabilities. So we teach them how to work in the kitchen. We teach them knife skills, cooking skills, how to work on a line in the kitchen, waitressing, bussing, greeting skills, basically anything in a restaurant we teach them how to do. So this one, my nickname when I was growing up was Joey Parties. So I got this because my family would always get called like Mama Parties, Papa Parties, my sister Sarah Parties. So instead of getting my last name on my arm, I got this to represent my family. I went to Severian High School and I went to the Riken program at Severian because I am dyslexic. People always thought like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. The year I was born, something to represent cooking, because you know that's one of my favorite things to do. And then I'm Italian, and this is good luck and protection from the evil eye. And then I actually got one of my buddy's cars on my arms. One of the reasons why I went towards cooking was because I enjoyed doing it, but also it's something that you don't really read and write with too much. It's more of a math skill when you're doing cooking. So I always enjoyed that part of cooking. Add one ingredient and you can fix everything. The years and dates when my mom, dad, and sister were born, and on my chest, which I won't show you, but I'll tell you about. My mom passed away, but before she passed away for Christmas one year, she wrote us letters, and she wrote a part in the letter where she said she was proud of me for everything I was doing and going after cooking. So I got a piece of that letter tattooed on my chest. Don't judge a book by its cover. I have so many individuals that I get to work with that are fantastic and that you would be astonished with the skills they have. At the end of the day, these are people, and they, everyone has their own skills and everyone gets their skills at their own time. And, you got to just work with them and, you'll seek the benefits. It's very rewarding.
Cleaning isn't glamorous, but it is an important step in any renovation project, and with the right crew, could be a fun little activity to get everyone in the right mindset.
Top to bottom.
No, not with that. Oh, oh man, you need some muscles, buddy. Okay, watch. Okay? Alright. Okay. Do a little bit more before we jump the water. Let me show you. I was a cleaning lady, so I'm going to show you. You start here. As you're mopping, okay, you don't want to step on what you just mopped, right? So look what I do. You walk backwards. And you mop, see, that way. Because you don't want to walk over what you just did, because then it's going to get dirty, right? Does that make sense, guys? Yeah.
When it comes to the day programs available to us, the jury is still out.
So we're kind of thinking that day hab would be the next possibility.
The real truth is there's no adult programs.
Oh, there's so many different programs from lifestyles to AVSP to On Your Mark.
What is your son's diagnosis? What is he capable of doing?
She went to a day hab. After a couple of weeks, she would come home and, slam things, and
we cannot accept them in our program.
AVSP is a company that works with people with disabilities. They have all different types of programs.
And we went to all the different agencies and we asked them to open their doors and their programs for kids like Matthew.
She seemed sad. Finally, she admitted that she wasn't happy with the day hab.
With the Harvest Cafe program, you're basically taught the skills of working in a restaurant. And there's also the supportive employment program, which is fantastic.
Lifestyles for the disabled happen to be one of them.
She wants to go to college.
At this point, we're looking at lifestyle. Hopefully that would be the program that he's able to continue to be involved with.
So I went online and typed in, special needs, college, blah, blah, blah. The Melissa Riggio program came right up.
If you want to get into the restaurant industry, it is a great opportunity to get into it. And it's a great place to work, and you get to work with me and my fantastic team.
It's like having a door constantly shut in your face.
It was pretty great. She wanted to go to college and study drama, and that's what she's doing now.
Hello friends, my name is Randall. I am 20 years old. Oh my god, I have another press machine. I'm making signs. It is easy. I just, the colorful papers. and I rolled the letters out like this, and voila! The B makes the B sound for breakfast. This sign says very French breakfast. And voila! Very French breakfast. This was says I did a great job. Thank you.
This is Sweet A's office. And right there, this is the after-school program director, Miss Rita.
My name is Rita Buetti. I am the director of the Supplemental Group Day Have program with Lifestyles for the Disabled.
Antoine, how are you? I'm so very
Miss
happy
Rita
to
is the after-school program director at the Lifestyles Adult
Oh my
program.
goodness, do I have to wait until September to see my kids?
It is an after-school program for individuals with intellectual disabilities. And it is a phenomenal program that helps individuals with their social skills, their safety skills, and we help the individuals to transition into day programs.
She works closely with us and our families to make sure we are ready for all the next steps that lie ahead after graduation.
It is very, very near and dear to my heart because my daughter was one of the first participants that started back when this program started in 2005. And it comes full circle that now in this time, I am the director of the after-school program that my daughter was once first part of.
And Randall's here. Randall, how are you? Wonderful.
The individuals that I've had in my program, I've loved them dearly.
Is everyone talking about me in the LNC?
Why is everybody talking about you?
No, I meant like, does everyone miss me over there?
Everybody, we all miss you. Are you kidding me? We wish you would come back. We miss you a lot.
The next step for them once they leave the school system is rehabilitation. The program that I run is a great collaboration with the Department of Education and the Hungerford School because we help these individuals with their transition, and to me that's the most important thing. Transition and helping them to get to the next level. They have grown to go into jobs at the hospital.
Maybe they can mow the back garden that you guys are going to be utilizing.
Some of them go into greenhouse with Lifestyles or working at the cafe with Lifestyles.
For next year? Yeah, for September. Have maintenance come.
They absolutely love their programs.
Thank you for your help, Rita. We appreciate it.
Good to see you, Randall. We miss you. We really miss you.
Hungerford School and I go way, way back.
And I think once he cut his hair, he was much
things
better.
changed then, right? Yeah.
I love the school. It's in my blood.
Bye, Sean. Bye, adios. Adios. Bye. Okay.
We're going to the cafe.
It's like I need all kinds of fruits and vegetables.
One way we can level the job market is by increasing our training, and we are lucky enough to have many work-study options within our building.
One of our favorites is just a few steps down the hall and brings people from all over the campus into one space, the Lifestyles Cafe.
Like there's a bunch of pictures from like old stuff before like any of us came here. At the Lifestyles Cafe, food is prepared and served daily for the staff and residents of the program.
Students learn to prepare, package, and store food, operate kitchen appliances, and clean up all food service areas.
I told them they could clean or cook, whatever.
Students who receive their food service certificate are eligible to be trained in all areas of food service.
Send it to my nephew. Hi, Tony. Hi, my nephew, Tony. I'm in the cafe.
The best part? We get to work with the warm and wonderful kitchen staff and spend time with the residents.
I love you.
This is Miss Maury, the chef.
No, I'm not a chef. No, I just help out Chef Adrian. Adrian's the chef, right? You're training to be the sous chef. So did you introduce Chef Adrian to everybody?
So this is Mr. Adrian. He's the chef of the whole cafe.
And I'm Rob. I'm the coordinator here.
Rob's the coordinator.
And this is Antoinette. She works here.
I work here.
Oh, you smoke already? Yeah. What's up?
Alright, so this is Mr. Vinny.
Hi, guys.
He's another worker at the cafe, you know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? These guys are very valuable to us. We definitely need them.
We're gonna cut foods.
I will put an apron on.
I hope your guys' day's good than mine. I clean them tables.
Yeah, and we definitely have some graduated kids from here, right?
Right.
Hey, this might be a good podcast.
Your garbage down? Potatoes in here, Sean. You guys can share this. We'll put the shells, the skins in here. And then he wants me to fry some.
Yeah.
He likes them fried. These are going to be for tomorrow, French fries. For the group homes, we're doing burgers and homemade fries. We might cut them and bake them today, and we bake them. All right, Sean, you're going to take these, and we're going to put them all in here. Okay?
Learn how to work with food is a good way to increase your chances at finding a job. It's also a great life skill for young adults to have.
Bye, everybody.
Marianne Verga is the mother of Matthew, a Hungerford graduate, and is a fearless advocate for disability rights, especially for the severely disabled.
My name is Marianne Verga. This is Matthew Verga. I am his mother. He is 27 years old. Matthew was born 10 weeks prematurely and only weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. He was half the size he should have been. We did everything we could in the hospital to hold off his birth because they said he would not survive, obviously, because he was too small and his lungs weren't developed. And so that resulted in cerebral palsy. So we got the diagnosis very early on. We just did our best with everything that was thrown our way. It was always a struggle and juggling to who was going to work nights, who was going to work days, overtime, just trying to keep the house in order and finances in order. And a typical day for Matthew is we get up around 7:30, we get dressed, have breakfast here. They pick him up with the van. So they do things like arts and crafts and Zumba and movie days and karaoke. And Matt may not be able to do it all physically, but he definitely participates mentally. We go on vacations together. We have a van with a wheelchair lift in it. We are exhausted, my husband and I, and we are probably gonna always be exhausted. If you're not familiar with somebody with disabilities, open your eyes. They're all around you. Get to know them. If there's despair in your life as a parent with your situation and you're fighting and exhausted and everything, just know that it's possible to really have a full and wonderful life no matter what the disability is. Just do whatever I can to make Matthew's life as full as possible. Who could not love somebody like this? He's so innocent, happy, fun, and he laughs at all our jokes. So loving, and I'm sure your kid is too.
Nowhere in our nation's history has the inhumane treatment of people with disabilities been more obvious than at the Willowbrook State School.
I have a cousin with Down syndrome. I mean, she was actually a Willowbrook baby, and my aunt took her out of Willowbrook because even though the doctors told her to put her in Willowbrook, she'll be safe there. The minute she realized it was not a safe place, she took her home. You know, I just handed to my aunt. She just normalized life for my cousin.
My father worked in Willowbrook, and he always used to bring home some clients every Sunday, and they would have dinner with us. My father was actually, he was some kind of administrator in Willowbrook. He started the band. Him and my uncle started a band up at Willowbrook, and my father was a musician.
The Olmsted decision, which was part of the whole breakup of Willowbrook, was to get away from institutional settings.
Over 50 years later, the squad went inside those very same buildings to compare the site's horrifying roots to the joy in learning that takes place there today.
The attendants there, or the ones that run the institution are at fault. I think all of us are at fault. All of us are at fault. All of us are at fault. It's long overdue that something be done about it.
Making the turn onto Willowbrook Road, it's hard to imagine that these grounds were once the home of one of the darkest chapters in American history: the treatment of disabled students at the Willowbrook State School. Join us today as the Squadcast continues its deep dive into disability rights by exploring Willowbrook. What it was, what it is, and what it could be.
Walking up the ramp into the Hungerford unit at Willowbrook, we knew we were walking into history. But first we had to greet some old friends.
Feel free to take off your coats because you're going to be here a little while. We're going to walk it. We're going to take some of you on a walk that they put up with information about Willowbrook State School, and they call it the Willowbrook Mile when they walk. So there are two spots on the ground
And you can get that from here, like you can get there from here where we are right now?
Yeah.
Following Miss Jackie's advice, we decided to walk the Willowbrook Mile. It didn't take long for us to encounter reminders of the troubled past of the site.
While some of the buildings from the original Willowbrook State School were torn down, some because the smell was just too bad, many of the buildings still stand. We explored some of them.
The history of the Willowbrook State School is a dark one. The school opened in 1947. Was supposed to educate and care for students with disabilities. Instead, students were neglected, often left in soiled clothes, eating spoiled food, and attending to their own needs. A new story by reporter Geraldo Rivera exposed the horrors of the Willowbrook School and led to real change in the way students with disabilities are treated, not just at Willowbrook, but across the country. However, for many Americans with disabilities, the changes have come too slowly and frankly aren't enough.
It's hard to walk these grounds and not think about how bad the people inside were being treated. And remember, these were children.
high enough, you can't see the miles of the dark days with a book.
For the many people that suffer and their loved ones, the memories are still too painful to look away.
Although the site today is home to many vibrant educational programs, it's hard to be at Willowbrook and not remember the ghosts of the past.
The Hungerford staff in Willowbrook today is caring and supportive and helped turn the site into a wonderful and nurturing place.
Teachers like Miss Jackie, Miss Lisa, counselors like Miss Cat, and the rest of the staff at Lifestyles have helped to change the legacy of the site.
The winner has to make the dish tomorrow for the whole school.
Next time you're on Staten Island, take a trip to the CSI campus at Willowbrook and experience its history for yourself. Once you're here, you can't help but be moved by the grounds, by the stories, and of course, by the people who helped to shape Willowbrook then and now. To get a better idea of what happened within those walls, we sat down with Jan Yablo, a current professor at Pace University and former teacher at the Willowbrook State School.
Hi, everybody. This is great. I'm so glad to see all of you. This is exciting. I love this.
Do you think the disability rights movement has gone as far as it can go, or is there still more work to do?
It has not gone far enough at all, in my opinion, and I am doing this work almost 52 years. Not enough of the public and the media is doing enough to speak about the importance of advocating for persons with special needs for all kinds of things such as health, work, socialization, education. So we have a lot further to go. We've made progress, but a lot more to go. Thank you.
When was the first time you set foot inside the Willowbrook School?
The first time was, I think, in January 1974 or 1975. So it's a long time ago. The courts ordered that those students or residents living there were required to receive an education. That's why people like me were hired. It was a terrible place for them to live and for people, including myself, to work there. The students who lived there were mistreated. Some were hurt physically or emotionally or not fed. It was so mistreating of its students that the court ordered that it be closed, and it was closed a few years later. It took time.
Randall described the way the Willowbrook School used to smell. Do you remember the way it smelled? You were there?
I do. That's nobody has asked me that question in 50 years. What I did smell, in fact, was part of my job, which was I had to teach them how to clean themselves, dress themselves, go to the bathroom, I loved what I did then at Willowbrook, but what I'm doing now I like more because I am teaching teachers. And I thank you more than anything else because of the importance of education. Thumbs up, I love it, thank you.
All right, so we are back. As you can see, Brian's setting up the tape. Today our job is to get it ready and primed.
Painting is a highly skilled task that takes a lot of preparation, a lot of practice, and a lot of patience. Putting the work in ahead of time will help us save time later and will lead to a better finished product.
Great job, guys. Look at this. Oh, this is gonna look so nice. I love it. Are you helping too?
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it okay?
Rakisha Hughes Burke works for the Administration for Children's Services. But more importantly than that, she's my mom.
It's nerve-wracking, Antoine, being on camera. How are you so calm? How are you so relaxed?
My name is Rakisha Hughes Burke. I am the parent of Antoine Burke Jr. And right now, I currently work as a human resources certification analyst for the Administration for Children's Services.
Prior to AJ, I had 4 second trimester miscarriages. I have something called an incompetent cervix. I had so many doctors coming in and out of my room, and we want to make sure that you understand the risk involved with delivering this early. Chances of survival are only 10%. And even if the baby does survive, he could have cerebral palsy. He may not never walk. He may not never talk. He just may not have any kind of quality of life. I still decided that I was going to deliver. He's born at 23 weeks, 1 pound, 5 ounces, and he was only like 19 inches long. He was classified as a micro-preemie. One of the most heart-wrenching things I saw, he was in the incubator and he was crying. There was no sound coming out of his voice, nothing, no sound whatsoever. He was intubated for 4 months, and the intubation damaged his right vocal cord. And that's why his voice is so raspy and so deep. He had gone through too much. It took weeks for me to even hold him the first time. He would wrap his little tiny fingers around my finger while he was sleeping. I was finally a mom. Having a mom experience.
So with regard to what Antoine is going to do after high school, we haven't landed anywhere yet. We've had lots and lots of discussions about it. We've talked about him wanting to live on his own and wanting to travel and be independent, and him being able to work and support himself. I think we got a little ways to go, probably more from my comfort level than his, but we definitely have some work that we need to do before we're ready to go. I have seen some of Antoine's work with the Squadcast, and I was truly impressed. I was really, I was impressed, may not even be the proper word. I think it was shocked. I was like, oh my God. Because Antoine is very, at home, he's reserved. He kind of just wants to hang out, be by himself, and, play his game and stuff. So watching him on camera interact and ask questions, and wow, I was very, very impressed with the work he did, with the work all of them did. I actually think he could have a career in media. If he was taken under someone's wing and given an opportunity, teach him how to do all this, and then you guys could work together and start your own thing. You should do that.
Another question that's on everyone's mind, where are we going to live?
Well, I'm going. Anyone know future?
Where Antoine will live. Well, I like to say that he'll have his own place, but it'll be in my 2 or 3 family house. It won't be very far. I might buy the house across the street and allow him to live over there, but I'm going to have direct sight.
After high school, when I'm graduating, I'm probably gonna get my own place. I talked to my care manager about living in an apartment.
I like living alone. I'll just worry about myself and just move on with my life. I'm gonna see.
Where I want to live, I want to have my own apartment and live with friends, but I don't know what my parents are gonna say about that.
Living alone sounds great, but many parents worry that their children will never be ready to live independently.
I might live in my own house and have a wife and kids. If I live by myself, it'll be a little nerve-wracking, but then I'll get used to it and it'll be fun.
She has an older brother. He promised me that he would take care of her.
Right after I graduate, I go with my mom and my siblings to do all kinds of chores. I wanted to help.
Most graduates with disabilities end up staying home and living with their families for the rest of their lives.
We have explored residential situations, at least on Staten Island, and there really isn't an appropriate residential situation for him. They didn't really take into account people with real physical and complex disabilities.
We're all he has. We have to make sure that he's taken care of if one day we cannot take care of him.
My husband passed away of pancreatic cancer back in 2012, so that left all the responsibility of raising my daughter to me. I worry because I don't know what's going to happen if something should happen to me.
Group homes, supportive apartments, and residential living facilities are options for young adults who are not yet ready for independent living.
The group homes basically is they're staffed with you at all times. So the supportive apartments basically means there's someone coming to check in on them, but they do basically day-to-day activities by themselves, like taking medicine, cooking for themselves, doing laundry for themselves, going shopping for themselves.
Emma wants to get her own apartment. We're thinking about 10 years from now, going into a residential program. She wouldn't be able to fully function living alone. She's still very immature in a lot of ways.
I'm no longer a child, so I gotta do things very independently. I know how to take the bus on my own. I know how to food shop on my own. I know how to pay my own rent.
In an emergency, would she know what to do? Yeah, she knows 911. She knows what to do if, something happens at home. And
I live in my own apartment underneath my parents' house.
The house I live in is the house my mother grew up in, so I probably want to stay there as long as possible.
There really isn't an appropriate residential situation for him.
In my heart, and for real, that's exactly where he'd be. He'd be close to me because just as his mom, I want to keep him close. I could actually even really see him truly living on his own, just not too far from me.
With the wall primed and taped, we're ready to get to the good stuff, painting.
We're a little bit this way. That was Brandon.
I've done this before. You painted before? I painted before in my dad's house when I painted my room.
You're back. How old are you? 3 years old, this girl.
Jordan is just one of the many beloved graduates of the Hungerford School.
Hello, my name is Jordan Anthony D'Antoni, and I'm a former student at Richard H. Hungerford. I graduated from high school in June 2018. I am 28. I don't know what to say. I'm just diagnosed with a learning disability. It's hard, but I think I can manage. That's a hard question. I currently work at Marshall's near the Staten Island Mall, and I've been there since May 14th, 2019. Everyone at Marshall's loves me, and they accept me for who I am. In July 2018, I started going to Job Club at AHRC. Months later, it was December 2018, I started my first job at Staten Island Specialized Care Center. I've washed dishes and delivered food to the elderly people. In February 2019, I got fired. Was I not supposed to say that? The reason I got fired is because I was not that motivated. That's a hard one, honestly. When I get older, I'm thinking about being either an actor or a YouTube star because I love to, make people laugh.
That's more like it.
The Hungerford School. Our school. Which has helped us grow into the amazing individuals we are today.
The idea that the world will not be as kind to him as the people who work for Hungerford is really scary to me.
They actually do every single thing that they want to do to make these kids' days enjoyable and learn and push them to the best of their abilities.
And so we'll do groups by groups.
Yeah.
Hungerford is such a wonderful, caring environment. Matthew was treated like a king every day.
They open their doors to them. They treat them no different from anyone else.
He started when they were in the old site on Tompkins Avenue. I met Dr. McInerney. She was a principal at the time, and I felt very welcome there.
The PT that he had for a few years, Jim, worked with him for probably a year, getting him to use that gait trainer so he could go up and get his own diploma at graduation. The OTs there, the speech therapists there, they were all just so fantastic. And Jessica was just...
I'm still friends with her.
I love her, and I will love her till the day I die.
I'm really grateful for everything that Hungerford has provided for Dustin in terms of his ability to access work study, to just kind of really become more and more independent.
This program, Lifestyles, and Project Search have taught me what it's like to be independent. And I'm very thankful for that.
He had really good teachers and really good adults, and they trusted him. They gave him freedom and flexibility, and that did so much for his confidence level.
I guess when I became a part of Hungerford, I started to socialize with a lot of people. And after I graduated from Hungerford, I've started socializing with so many people, and they've accepted me for who I am.
Hungerford School and I go way, way back. I love the school, it's in my blood.
This school that we're in is definitely going to be like a stepping stone for all of us.
I like it here because it's a quiet environment. It's easier for me to walk the halls.
It's like training me to work at a real job.
Now there's a waiting list to go to this school. This school is phenomenal.
I just wish we could have Hungerford University. It's the people there that made it so great.
They are a lifesaver for individuals like Antoine. They've done nothing but uplift this young man and encourage him and just inspire him to be the best that he could be.
I just wish everybody was like Hungerford people.
Melissa Chen is a yoga instructor who uses movement and mindfulness to help reduce pain and stress in people. She is also the mother of Justin Chen, one of our graduates this year.
My name is Melissa Chen. I'm a school counselor, but I'm also a yoga instructor, mindfulness teacher. My son's name is Dustin Chen. He goes to Hungerford. He is 22. Dustin has Down syndrome. He was actually diagnosed at birth. At the time, I sort of been shocked and didn't really know what to think. I think the first message I heard about Down syndrome was from a nurse, and she basically said to me, they're sort of forever babies. They're always happy. For the first 2 years of his life, it was very much about researching, doing things. I don't think I really let myself feel. You have dreams about what it might mean, and having a child with disability that you're told the life expectancy of an individual with Down syndrome at the time, it was like in their 50s, 60s. I guess in my mind also, it was like there was like a limit of what the possibility would be. Don't think too far ahead, because we don't know what the possibilities are. We don't know what the opportunities are maybe in the future. And I mentioned the idea of angels on the path. I really believe in that. A comforting thought for me is to trust in the angels on the path. There are beautiful people out there that truly want to help. You never know how you could change somebody's life. She gave me hope that things could be better. We don't have to always try the hard way. There are people out there that are just really kind. There are also angels on the path. There are a lot of horrible people out there too, but there are a lot of wonderful, beautiful people out there that they just want to help. I want to remain hopeful.
There's been a lot of focus on us, the students, but sometimes it's our parents who bear the heaviest load.
Thinking about him leaving Hungerford post-graduations and things like that made me realize, like, I need to handle my own emotional needs.
Most of my friends are parents of people with disabilities. I can't really relate to people who don't have disabilities anymore because we lead such different lives.
I was connected with other moms that had children like Anthony. My journey has been walking in their footsteps, following their footsteps. The next phase is to go back to the attorney and put a will in place. And I've been hesitating doing that because you don't want to face reality. It's very, very scary to think of any of us not being here to take care of him. So I would want to outlive him because I am so afraid what would happen to him if I wasn't here.
The thought of a parent wanting to outlive their own child seems impossible to believe. But for parents of those with disabilities, it is all too real.
We all have said that I hope I outlive my child. Every one of us has said it, and every one of us has broken into tears when we've said it. Sometimes we actually laugh about it because it's just such a ludicrous idea.
So right now, my plan is I want to stay strong and healthy and outlive him. And apparently, I'm not the only one that has that idea in mind.
What kind of parent thinks that way? Well, when it comes down to it, a realistic parent. There is no safety net out there for people like Matthew. If something was to happen to us, he would probably end up in a nursing home or some sort of institutionalized setting like that. There just aren't people with the stamina to care for him like we do.
Sometimes I think parents just give up because it's just so exhausting.
Turned away by a program, it's stared at in the mall by kids and parents of typical kids. Being told 1,000,000 times no.
For us parents that have children with disabilities, our greatest fear is what is going to happen when we're not here. We know of parents who wish to outlive our children so that we can care for them.
The idea of wanting to outlive your child is just knowing that I could be there to make sure that my child's okay. Can't blame us, I guess. It's scary.
Like they say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Parents like us are so strong and so weak at the same time. When we meet a new parent, we're always like, hold my hand, I'll walk you through this.
Fortunately, I always believe in angels on my path. There's always really, really great people that show up at the times of need. We have to be realistic. Can we really outlive our child?
We're taking a break from working, and right now we're outside in the rain. Yeah, we're cooling down right now.
Yeah, it rained and tacos. Let's go.
Alright, so we are about to pull up the tape. We did a really good job. You know, we did some hard work. It took us about a couple days, but we got used to it. And we worked really hard, and so let's hope for the best.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that's so satisfying.
One thing we learned is that if you want something done, you best do it yourself.
This area used to look grim, but we decided to make it better.
So we painted this wall white. There is something about the end stages of a project that fills you up with a sense of pride at a job well done.
We got ourselves a reveal.
Once an upstart in the film industry.
So do you edit what I'm saying? Like if I don't sound good?
Lori Mora has dedicated her life to not only raising her son,
to make me sound too Brooklyn,
but to raising awareness for better accommodations for people with severe disabilities.
Hi, my name is Lori Mora. I'm the mom of Anthony. He's 21 and he attends the Hungerford School main site.
What's your name?
Hey.
Anthony. That's right.
He had a traumatic brain injury. He had a stroke in utero when I was 7 months pregnant. They discovered that he had water on his brain. He was in the NICU probably for about 2 weeks. Then we brought him home. Nobody really prepares you for this. Bringing him home was extremely scary because I barely knew how to change a diaper, let alone take care of an infant who had a brain surgery. It was terrifying, I would have to say. I think when he wasn't hit his milestones when he was an infant was a little bit eye-opening. He was gonna be severely delayed. I met parents at that point and pretty much followed the journey. But I did alternative things too. I had him on horseback riding, massage therapy, energy healing, supplements, minerals, anything and everything that I could think of, I would try. It was a vision therapist, and she looked at me and said, your son will never do anything more than put spoons and forks together, maybe at a restaurant. He will never have the ability to be more. And that was devastating. In the beginning, it was very difficult for me to see everybody else's kids have milestones the way it was supposed to be. But the achievements that my son has made over the years, he turned 21. We took him to a Pitbull concert. He went to camp for 3 days upstate. He loves to dance. He loves music.
When Pitbull comes on, you're gonna dance? Because that's what you love to do the most, dance. Let me see you dance.
Go.
That's right.
And now we're actually doing more things with him, you know, almost like hanging out with my son. Anthony has a very big personality. He's very loving. He's funny. I think he lights up a room. And I think sometimes he makes people take a step back and say, you know, what am I complaining about?
So I'm going to ask you guys some controversial questions.
Oh.
No. No.
Controversial questions. Oh my.
What do you think society thinks about people with disabilities?
Honestly,
If you are or know someone with a disability, have you always felt welcomed in general society?
yeah, I don't think society is like nice to people with disabilities. Like, we get treated like garbage. But I'm saying that because I would say it's true. You ever heard the phrase two sides to like every story? That's two sides to like different types of people, like people that will like appreciate the people with disabilities and the people that don't appreciate the people with disabilities. I really don't think society is nice to people with disabilities. I'm being 100% honest. For the millions of people with disabilities in this country who are fighting for true inclusion in society, putting an end to bullying is an important first step.
I've been bullied before because of my disability. Like, there was these two boys and they like pushing me around. They wouldn't give me back my stuff. And they brought me in the bathroom. Of course, then they tried to flush my head in the toilet too. And I didn't like that.
I had this girl on my bus, like, when I was like younger, and I never told anybody this, but I used to wear glasses before. Yeah, she tried to break my glasses. Like, I never told anyone in here that, or I never told my grandma.
No one at elementary school wanted to be friends with me because of my disability.
People would pick on you and say not nice things to you when you failed the test or whatever, or if you couldn't read something in class.
I just feel like people just don't believe in me because they think I'm this, I don't know how to say it, like a weirdo.
People always thought like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Felt like I was a loser. I guess they just didn't really like me.
The little daggers of stares in the mall, or little daggers of not being invited to a party, always hurt more than people being just blunt and saying something. So open your minds, open your hearts. Don't be like that. It's gross. It's gross. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the battles they're fighting. Don't bully people because they're different. That's disgusting. Right? It's disgusting.
I just don't want to no one to bully me or anything.
My name is Zachary. How young am I? I am 20 years old. Lifestyles, I do shredding, plugging into the power strip, take the bin, and pull in a plastic bag, and throw the plastic bag in the dumpster. Shredding is sharp, I gotta be careful.
Oh yeah, she's
I'm not a very politically involved person, so I tend to lean a lot into my own individual resources. There's a limit to what I can do as an individual. And so I think that's where the government could come in and provide the structural support.
All of our hard work, our stress, our sweat, our tears, what was it all for? Do we not deserve better?
It's almost impossible to get adequate care for an adult with multiple disabilities. And if they're medically fragile, It's a desperate situation.
A lot of red tape.
The support that most individuals need is not there.
Money, money, money. There's only so much money to go around.
We need more staff at the adult level, whether it be in residential options, whether it be in day services, employment services.
Having some kind of centralized places where information could be shared.
They're responsible for people's lives. They should be making more than a cashier at a local supermarket makes because they're caring for our children.
Even when the government has made progress for people with disabilities, has it considered all types? Do people not have different layers of need?
Now, one piece of equipment that I've obtained for my son was cut and dry. Tons and tons of medical documentation every single time.
Filling out forms over and over and over again and having them lose it, deny it for some absurd reason.
You can't have a wheelchair in it, you can't have a stroller. You know, sometimes the wheelchair can't fit in your car, but could only be for transportation for the bus. So you need a stroller that's accessible, that you could fit in your car, but they don't allow you to have both. You could have one or the other.
It is more expensive to care for those with multiple disabilities.
You can't give up, but it's not easy. The city and Board of Education, Department of Ed, kept up with the dynamics of education and what these young adults need. But once they leave, it's almost like a black hole. They really need to work with us. The way it is now, it can't stay that way.
I know a few people who have medically fragile kids, you know, people who need feeding tubes or breathing equipment. When they had nurses, their nurses got paid more until the person turned 21. They almost have what they pay the nurses that serve them.
They give them all the supports they need. They tell you from when they're an infant, we want them to be in society. We're going to give you everything you need. You put them in every therapy. To graduate to nothing, they have to be stuck home because there's nowhere for them to go.
It's almost like they want you to put your loved one in a nursing home.
Everybody knows there's a crisis. Everybody knows. And now we need to start brainstorming together to fix it. We know it exists. What are we going to do to fix it?
Everything doesn't have to be a fight. For officials in government, just use your brain. I find it very hard to find heart in a lot of people these days, but I keep trying. I keep looking.
One way we can get the government to help is by pushing for graduates of District 75 programs to receive a diploma when they finish high school. We don't know when the new classroom's gonna be ready, so we're probably gonna be putting tables and chairs. Wow.
Guys, what are we doing with these chairs?
I put it on the new classroom.
We're building every single rolling chair.
The new classroom.
We got this room as far as we could. Now it's up to the city and the state to do the rest. In a way, it's a lot like our situation. We did all we could do in high school. Now we're just waiting for those above us to help us along the rest of our path. And what of our graduates? Who will help them on their path to join success? Who are the angels on our path?
I love you.
I love you too.
And I love having parents like you and Dad.
Thank you. We love having you.
If there are angels on our path, surely they are the ones who love us most.
There's a really powerful poem called Welcome to Holland. I'm sure every single special needs parent would be aware of it. It's a very powerful poem. It gives just this idea of how You arrive to a different destination than what you originally planned, but it's a different world. It's a beautiful world too.
Anthony has pretty much made me the person that I am today. He has pushed through. I love my son Anthony more than he'll ever know. And I know he's still going to achieve great things. One day I'm going to be on TV. And I'll be in an award ceremony. Maybe I'm going to be there because of Anthony.
Tune into what your child is strong at, passionate about, and follow that. Help them make it happen. It might be in a different way. For an example, Emma wants to be an actor, and her dream was just to be on stage. She was recently cast in a Shakespeare play with a community theater company. That was part of her dream, and it came true. She was happy, and I think it gave her more confidence to maybe go out in the real world and try to pursue what she does want to do.
Most of us have put supports in place, people that we want to have there to care for our children in the event that we're not here to care for them any longer.
Don't let people push you down. Definitely go for what you want to do. Definitely try your best, and sometimes, you need to take a break and go back to it. Don't give up, go after your goals, and if you ever need help, reach out to somebody.
It comes full circle that now in this time, I am the director of the after-school program that my daughter was once first part of. I love these individuals.
Just don't let the other people bring you guys down. There's only one way to go, and that's up.
Persevere. People will tell you no all the time. Ignore them and just keep trying to push them forward.
Continue trusting yourself, believing in yourself, because you are far more capable than you think you are. That heart, that spirit that you have, that I can do it spirit that you've had since the day you were born, do everything you can to hold on to that. From the day you were born, you were a fighter, Antoine. You were born at 23 weeks. The idea that you're sitting here 20 years later was very foreign to a lot of people, a lot of doctors, a lot of professionals who didn't think what you have accomplished is possible. So I don't care what the world says, what the world does, don't let anyone put that light out on you. You all right? Oh no, you're growing up too fast. I can't take it. My heart can't take it. Super proud of you.
Oh, and who are we? We're the Squad. The Squad has had many members over the years, all of different colors, shapes, and sizes, with different backgrounds and personalities, different strengths and weaknesses. But what bonds us has been our shared passion for activism, for advocacy, and for truth. We will soon all be going our separate ways, but like entangled particles scattered in deep space, we will always be connected to the work we have done to fight for disability rights. For one last time, until we meet again in some other space and time, Squad out.
I shot the poo-poo-poos.
3 years ago, we started the Squadcast.
It was our way to bring important issues
About people with disabilities.
To the general public.
We have many members of the Squadcast. Some are here, some have moved on, but our friendship extends outside the classroom. In fact, we're all gonna be friends when we head out to the real world. It's been a pleasure sharing our vision with you.
So one last time, Squad out.
Squad out.